4-year-old. Because you're going to go to jail.
Turn around.
For battery.
Turn around.
For violence.
Put your hands behind your body.
Goodbye forever? The question is echoing through the boxing world, and honestly, it's a question we all need to ask ourselves. Gervonta Davis, one of the most explosive and marketable stars we have, has been arrested. Again, this time for a charge of domestic battery. Let's break down the details, the fallout, and what this truly means for his career. Take a look at this video. There he is, walking out of TGK, stone-cold expression, saying absolutely nothing, just getting into an SUV. It's a scene we've seen far too often, isn't it? This isn't some minor slip-up. This is serious. Davis is accused of assaulting his ex-girlfriend in Doral. And this isn't his first encounter with the law, not even close. Remember, these charges aren't just about domestic violence. His fists are legally classified as deadly weapons. We're talking assault with a deadly weapon, period. That never bodes well for a boxer's career. Ever. The boxing world is reeling. Gervonta "Tank" Davis, WBA lightweight champion, a knockout artist, a pay-per-view draw, is now behind bars. All of this is unfolding just weeks before he was slated to return to the ring. The charge? Battery with domestic violence. He's facing a serious misdemeanor, currently held without bond at the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center, with a court date set for July 29th. Let's get some context here. This isn't just any ex-girlfriend. She's the mother of his 2 children. 4 years together, now replaced by a mugshot and grave accusations hanging over everything. He was arrested this morning after allegedly striking her outside her home on Father's Day, June 15th. What began as a routine visit to pick up the kids spiraled into a physical altercation. According to her account, Davis struck her in the back of the head and slapped her across the mouth, causing her lip to bleed. Witnesses say she recorded part of the incident on video, and incredibly, footage appears to show Davis throwing a box at her. Law enforcement tracked him down in Miami Beach using a license plate reader and arrested him without incident. The arrest report states that her mother witnessed the argument, filmed it, and saw her daughter crying afterward. It's a chaotic, disturbing picture. His rival, Devon Haney, didn't hold back when asked about the news. He was visibly emotional, his anger still raw from their previous tense encounters. Haney practically dripped with contempt, asserting that Davis seemed weak, vulnerable. He's not fearless, Haney spat. He's weak when dealing with these situations. It's a brutal assessment, especially coming from someone who's had such a bitter rivalry with Davis. You could almost hear the unspoken, "I told you so," hanging in the air. He even claimed to have seen Davis's eyes watering, hinting at an emotional breakdown. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. This isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a troubling pattern. Recall February 2020? Davis was caught on video grabbing a woman's throat at a charity basketball game. That charge was dismissed, but it still lingers. Now we have another incident, more serious charges, and a reputation in tatters. Former world champion Antonio Tarver weighed in, and his perspective is especially poignant. He's alarmed by a culture in boxing where promoters seem more focused on the next payday than the well-being of the fighters. Tarver points out that many boxers are left to fend for themselves, lacking proper guidance or mentors. Let's build them up, Tarver urged. Let's get behind them, support them.
At that brand new video here, you can see him walking out of the side of TGK, using his T-shirt to cover his head, surrounded by correction.
He fears these young fighters lack the essential support systems needed to navigate the immense pressures of fame, fortune, and the sport itself. Tarver emphasized that Tank is at the peak of his career, an opportunity to be remembered as a legend. But right now, he's being defined by the chaos outside the ring. I want him to be remembered for what he does in the ring, not what he's doing out of it, Tarver said, expressing hope that Davis can turn things around before his career collapses entirely. Sometimes life is harder than any opponent we could face, Tarver acknowledged. I hope he gets it together, bro. I feel like a lot of these young men don't have mentors. There aren't any real handlers left in the game anymore. Nobody's taking care of the camp. That sentiment hits hard. The absence of experienced voices, the lack of guidance, it's a recipe for disaster. It's heartbreaking, isn't it? The pressure of fame, the money, the constant scrutiny. It all takes its toll. You only have a short window to be a professional boxer, Tarver reminded us. It's over quick, bro. You don't want to live with regrets. And that's the core of it, isn't it? Regret. The crushing weight of wasted potential, of opportunities lost. I hate to see what's happening to Gervonta Davis right now, Tarver concluded, his voice filled with genuine concern. I hope he gets it together. I hope he gets it together. What about the rematch with Haney? For now, it's off the table. The focus has shifted entirely to legal battles and the fallout from these latest allegations. So where does this leave Gervonta Davis? Can he salvage his career? Can he turn his life around? The boxing world is watching, hoping, but also bracing for the possibility that this could very well be goodbye forever. Bill Haney then pivoted to a broader issue, the systemic scrutiny faced by young black athletes. He highlighted a recurring pattern, the heightened level of public and institutional pressure disproportionately borne by athletes of color. It's a conversation we must have, right? It's not about excusing behavior, but acknowledging a system that often operates with a double standard. He challenged the media and society to apply the same intensity of investigation, accountability, and compassion to every athlete, regardless of race or status. Criticism has been directed at other demographics, questioning why the focus disproportionately lands on black athletes. It's a valid point, isn't it? We're constantly bombarded with stories, with narratives, and it's easy to get caught up in the noise. But it's crucial to step back and examine the underlying biases, the systemic inequalities that shape our perceptions. And honestly, when you look at what's happening, it's more than just Gervonta Davis. It's a symptom of something bigger, a reflection of the challenges faced by countless young people trying to navigate a complex and often unfair world. But let's circle back to the immediate situation. That August 16th rematch with Lamont Roach Jr.? It's looking increasingly unlikely. The betting odds, which once had Davis as a massive favorite, have completely shifted. Money is pouring in on Roach, and for good reason. Who wouldn't bet on the underdog when the other guy's legal troubles are front-page news every day? And it's not just the fight itself that's at risk. This whole situation is impacting Davis's entire career, his legacy. Remember Antonio Tarver's words? It's over quick, bro. You don't want to live with...
Is when he allegedly hit her in the back of the head and proceeded to slap her on the right side of the face, resulting...
It's a harsh reality, but a true one. Every decision we make, every action we take, carries consequences. And when those consequences involve the law, the stakes are incredibly high. It's not just about losing a fight. It's about losing something far more valuable: respect, credibility, the opportunity to be remembered as a legend. Abdullah Mason's words of encouragement to Davis felt almost defiant in the face of overwhelming negativity. Amidst the pile-on, he chose to offer support, a reminder that even in moments of adversity, humanity and compassion still exist. I don't know about that, you know. I don't know about team questioning. I really got nothing to say. You know, I just wish him the best. You know, everything inside the ring, outside the ring. It's a powerful message, especially coming from a young fighter just starting his career. It highlights the importance of mentorship, of guidance, of someone to look up to, especially when the world feels like it's crashing down. And let's not forget about the U.S. boxing commissions. They're not going to be lenient. Domestic violence allegations are taken incredibly seriously, and a boxing license is almost guaranteed to be suspended until the legal process is resolved. It's a necessary precaution, protecting the integrity of the sport and sending a clear message that such behavior will not be tolerated. Think about it. Boxing is a sport built on discipline, on respect, on control. How can you preach those values when your actions contradict them? Bill Haney's frustration was palpable. His focus wasn't on Hall of Fame whispers. He was laser-focused on the relentless pursuit of greatness. I heard people say Devon has already done enough to get into the Hall of Fame. But that's not even what we're out to do. We're setting higher targets. It's a mindset, a dedication to constant improvement, a refusal to be complacent. It's what separates the good from the truly exceptional. And he didn't mince words about the scrutiny facing young black athletes. The disparity is real, and it demands attention. It's a challenge to the system, a call for accountability, a demand for fairness. Young black athletes are getting charged at an all-time high. I want to see when it's the other races. I want to see more. I want to see more. I want to see more magnifying. It's a powerful statement, highlighting the urgent need for a more equitable and just society. He wasn't making excuses. He was drawing attention to a systemic issue that demands serious conversation. It's not a race thing, he clarified, but acknowledged the disproportionate impact of scrutiny on athletes of color. Ultimately, this entire situation with Gervonta Davis serves as a cautionary tale for all young athletes, for all young people really. It's a reminder that success isn't just about talent and hard work. It's about character, about integrity, about making responsible choices. It's about understanding that every action has consequences, and that your legacy is built not just on what you achieve in the ring, but on how you conduct yourself outside of it. The rematch with Lamont Roach Jr. hangs in the balance, and the future of Gervonta Davis's career remains uncertain. But one thing is clear. This is more than just a boxing story. It's a reflection of the challenges facing young athletes, the systemic inequalities that persist in our society, and the importance of making responsible choices. It's a moment for reflection, a moment for accountability, and a moment for hope that things can change. We all can. The questions remain, though, don't they? Will Davis be able to salvage his career? Will he learn from his mistakes? Will society address the systemic inequalities that contribute to this kind of situation?
Pattern of domestic violence after he allegedly hit his ex-girlfriend outside of her home on Father's Day.
And you should subscribe for more hard-hitting coverage of boxing, because there are many more chapters of this saga unfolding. We're not just talking about a fight here, folks. We're talking about a potential fall from grace. A stark reminder that talent alone isn't enough. It's about the choices you make, the people you surround yourself with, and the legacy you leave behind. Can Gervonta Davis rewrite this narrative? Can he salvage his career and his reputation? Or are we witnessing the beginning of the end for Tank? Let's dive deeper into what's really going on. The personal and emotional toll on Davis, his family, and his career is immeasurable. It's not enough to just acknowledge the allegations. It's about confronting the underlying issues. The source material really hammered home the importance of strong family ties, and it's a painful truth that Davis seems to be struggling with. It's easy to get caught up in the glitz and glamour of being a superstar, but when the cameras are off, who's there to keep you grounded? Who's there to remind you of your responsibilities? It's a lesson that everyone, especially young athletes, needs to learn. Success isn't just about accolades. It's about character. It's about being a good person, a good father, a good role model. And the call to abandon the obsession with celebrity culture is spot on. How many hours do we collectively spend scrolling through Instagram, fixating on the lives of people we'll never meet? It's a distraction, a void that can never truly be filled. Building real connections, investing in your family and community, that's where true happiness lies. It's a simple concept, but so many of us miss the point. We're so busy chasing fame and fortune that we forget to appreciate what we already have. The plea for Davis and the mother of his child to find a path to peace is particularly poignant. These situations are messy, complicated, and incredibly public. But at the end of the day, what matters most is the well-being of the children involved. It's a reminder that even amidst the chaos and the headlines, there are innocent lives that deserve our compassion and support. Bernard Hopkins' balanced perspective added another layer of nuance to the conversation. He doesn't shy away from acknowledging the seriousness of the allegations, but he also emphasizes the possibility of redemption and healing. It's a message of hope, a reminder that even when we stumble, we have the opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become better versions of ourselves. It's easy to write someone off, to condemn them, without considering the possibility of change. But Hopkins' words challenge us to look beyond the headlines, to recognize the humanity of the person behind the allegations. Then there's the fascinating, and perhaps unsettling, observation that some fighters are uniquely programmed to thrive under pressure. The idea that personal turmoil can actually fuel performance is intriguing, but it also raises questions about the mental and emotional toll on these athletes. Is it possible to truly succeed when you've sacrificed your well-being? Is there a point where the pressure becomes too much to bear? Antonio Tarver's comments about the distinct mental composition of boxers and their ability to lock in amidst chaos is something we're seeing play out time and time again. These guys operate on a different level, a place where adversity becomes a catalyst for greatness. But we have to ask ourselves, at what cost? Is this a sustainable
champion, I should say, but he has had numerous legal issues in the past, most recently in May of 2020.
Or are we creating a generation of athletes who are emotionally stunted and unable to cope with the realities of life? The sponsors and networks are understandably nervous. They're not just protecting their bottom line, they're also protecting their reputations. Associating with a fighter embroiled in such serious allegations is a risk they're not willing to take. It's a harsh reality of the sports world. Your image is everything. One wrong move, one bad headline, and your career can be derailed. It's a constant balancing act, a tightrope walk between success and self-destruction. And let's be real, Lamont Roach Jr.'s experience with Davis wasn't just a fight, it was a test of resilience. The notion that Davis isn't even the most difficult puncher he's ever faced is a bold statement, especially considering the reputation Tank has cultivated. It's a testament to Roach's skill and experience, but also a subtle jab at Davis's perceived invincibility. Jonathan Endo's name, a name we should all remember, shines a light on the fact that there's always someone out there who's even better than you. It's a humbling reminder that greatness is never absolute. There's always someone pushing the boundaries, raising the bar, and challenging the status quo. And then there's the drama surrounding Davis's recent fight. The grease in the hair excuse? Seriously? It's just a bad look, compounding the already serious issues surrounding him. It's a moment of weakness, a glimpse behind the facade of invincibility. It's easy to blame external factors, to deflect responsibility, but ultimately, it's about taking ownership of your actions and learning from your mistakes. The comments from Roach's camp about brushing off the threats regarding their address are a crucial point. It speaks to a level of maturity and focus that's often lacking in the world of professional sports. It's about maintaining perspective, focusing on the task at hand, and refusing to be intimidated by distractions. And that brings us back to the central question. Can Gervonta Davis overcome this storm? Can he salvage his career and his reputation? It's a question that hangs heavy in the air, a cloud of uncertainty looming over his future. The distractions are relentless, the allegations are serious, and the rivals are circling. Can he block out the noise, step into the ring, and perform at the level we've come to expect? Or has this storm proven to be too powerful, too overwhelming? It's a question that demands a deep dive into the psyche of a young man struggling to navigate the complexities of fame, fortune, and responsibility. The pressure is immense. The spotlight is blinding. The stakes are higher than ever before. The truth is, only time will tell. But one thing is certain. This is a pivotal moment in Gervonta Davis's career. It's a crossroads where he must choose between self-destruction and redemption. It's a moment that will define his legacy, determine his fate, and ultimately decide whether he can truly rise above the storm. So what do you think? Is Gervonta Davis a fallen hero? Or can he still claim his place at the top? Are you on Tank's side? Or have his actions forced you to reconsider your support? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more hard-hitting coverage of boxing. Because this story, folks, is far from over. There's still so many chapters left to be written. And we're here to bring them to you. Raw and unfiltered. Unfiltered. So what do you think? Is Gervonta Davis a fallen hero? Or can he still claim his place at the top? Are you on Tank's side? Or have his actions forced you to reconsider your support? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more hard-hitting coverage of boxing. Because this story, folks,